All right, iPhone versus Android. It's the debate that never dies. And whether you're due for an upgrade or just fascinated by the tech, we're diving into the nitty-gritty today with a little help from Tom's Guide to help you figure out which platform actually deserves a spot in your pocket. Beyond just the hype, what are those hidden perks and maybe even some downsides you wouldn't expect?
That's what we're here for. Because honestly, specs only tell you so much. What really matters is you. What matters to you in a phone? What do you use it for most? The best phone is the one that fits your life.
Right. Love that. Now, thankfully, the article we're looking at does a deep dive. They compare the latest and greatest, iOS 18 and soon to be released, Android 15, of course. But they go beyond the version numbers. It's about the heart and soul of each platform.
Exactly. And what's cool is they don't just crown one the winner. They break down the strengths of ECH, which is way more helpful, I think.
1%. So let's get into it, yeah. Team iPhone first. The article talks about the whole being invested in Apple's ecosystem thing as a point in iPhone's favor. But isn't that just a nice way of saying you're stuck once you've got that MacBook and those AirPods? Okay. It sounds like that, I'll admit, but picture this. You're on your iPhone, scrolling through a website like a really long article, right? And you want a bigger screen. Boom.
Yeah.
With handoff, you just tap once and it seamlessly moves to your Mac, like magic. Or you're copying text on your iPhone notes, whatever, and bam, it's on your iPad, ready to be pasted. Universal clipboard. It just works. Oh, and speaking of just works, continuity camera. Turns your iPhone into a webcam for your Mac. High quality. These little things make a huge difference. And most Android makers, not quite there yet, not seamlessly. I gotta say, as someone who values getting things done, that kind of efficiency is tempting. But then there's the age-old claim iPhone apps are just better. Come on, is that real or just Apple fans being, Apple fans?
I mean, liking one app over another can be totally personal, right?
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about the quality the article brings up. Look at photo editing apps. On iOS, often they've got more features, more polish. It's like the difference between a good pair of jeans and, a tailored suit. And even beyond fancy stuff, banking apps, airline apps, they often run smoother on iPhones. It might be Apple's stricter App Store rules. Who knows?
I'm not going to lie, a pretty app does sway me a little bit, I'll admit it. But let's talk accessories, because the article gives iPhone the win here. And I'm curious why.
Okay, first up, the sheer quantity. iPhone cases. You walk into a store, it's an ocean of options. Android. Sometimes it feels like only the flagship phones get all the love.
Okay, more cases, sure. But they mentioned these 3-in-1 MagSafe chargers. You can charge your iPhone, your Apple Watch, and AirPods all at once. And there's this new standby mode, turns your iPhone into a picture frame. Those are pretty slick. Android doesn't have anything like that, does it? I mean, Android has wireless charging, but you're right, it's not quite the same. The MagSafe thing is kind of genius. It's like magnets just make everything smoother. I can totally see myself just snapping my phone onto a charger without even looking, which is great because I am not the most graceful tech user.
You get it. And MagSafe isn't just about charging. It's a whole ecosystem now. You've got wallets that magnetically stick to the back of your phone, portable battery packs that just snap on, even car mounts that hold your iPhone like it's glued there. Android has some cool accessories, for sure. But the MagSafe integration, how it just works, it's pretty hard to beat.
All right, Team iPhone is killing it in the convenience department.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears to something that's a big deal these days, privacy. The article mentions app tracking notifications as a win for iPhone. Fill us in.
So neither platform is perfect when it comes to privacy. Got to be real about that. But remember how we were saying iPhones are like that friend who just gets you, respects your space? When Apple rolled out those app tracking notifications, it was kind of revolutionary. Suddenly, you got to decide if an app could track you across other apps and websites. It was a power move. And to be honest, Android still hasn't really matched that. So if privacy is your thing, yeah, that's a point for iPhone.
Makes sense. If you value your digital privacy, iPhone might be the way to go. Okay, but let's talk about Android's good side, because the article makes a big point about the price range. They say there's an Android phone at every price point, which, iPhones are not exactly known for being budget-friendly. Is it really that simple?
It's pretty close. Think of it this way. According to the article, you're 3 times more likely to find an Android phone under $400 than an iPhone. 3 times. They use the example of the Pixel 8a, solid phone, under $500. The cheapest iPhone SE, still rocking that older design. And that's just the start. Android has everything from super affordable to those foldable phones that blow your mind.
Okay, the foldable phone thing still gets me every time. Speaking of mind-blowing, the article talks about Android being super customizable. But is that really a selling point beyond techies who love tweaking every setting. Like, is that for everyone?
Haha, okay. There's a stereotype about Android users for a reason, but think of it this way. Android is like that friend who's always down to try new things. You want a completely different home screen? Done. Hate the default web browser? Swap it out. Prefer a different keyboard? Go for it. You can even get these manufacturer skins, like Samsung has their One UI, adds extra features, a whole look. It's wild. Oh, and scrolling screenshots. Game changer. Once you go scrolling, you never go back.
Okay, scrolling screenshots. Officially adding that to my wish list. Now, storage. The article mentions some Android phones still have expandable storage, which seems like a blast from the past. Is that actually a thing in 2024?
It's less common now, for sure, but talk about practicality. Remember, Android is the choice friend. And in this case, it's about choosing not to spend a fortune on storage. Like, the article says you can get a 512 gigabyte micro SD card for around $70. Apple, that's a $100 upgrade, easy. And, for some people, the headphone jack is still a thing. On some Androids, you can find it. They're holding on.
Okay, got to give them points for that being practical. But before we declare Android the winner, the article claims it's often leading the way with new features. Isn't that a bit much? Like, is that really true?
It's true. And I think it's because there are so many companies making Android phones, they're always trying to one-up each other. It's like a constant competition. So think about it. Wireless charging. Android did it first. Those beautiful OLED screens. Android again. Fingerprint sensors built into the screen.
Yeah.
Even things like waterproofing and multiple cameras. Apple catches up, sure, but Android is all about pushing those boundaries.
Wow, I am overwhelmed. This is like choosing between two amazing friends, but with very different vibes. What's your final takeaway here? Like, who wins this epic phone battle?
Yeah, it's tough. Really tough. Like trying to pick a favorite kid, almost.
Right, and that's what I like about the article. They don't pretend there's one right answer, because there isn't. It's about you. What are your priorities? Your needs. It's about the tech fitting into your life, not the other way around,
So it's not better, it's just better for you. Like choosing a travel buddy. You need someone who's on the same wavelength. Exactly. So here's the thing. You love simplicity, things that just work. You value that Apple ecosystem. Privacy is huge for you. iPhone, it's your soulmate phone. But, and it's a big but, you pay for that premium experience, literally. And you're a bit more limited, Customization isn't really Apple's thing.
And if you're more the adventurous type, like to explore.
Android, all the way. If choice is your love language, the ability to tweak, personalize, make it yours, Android is your jam. And you might even save some cash along the way. Always a bonus.
This has been amazing. Seriously, thank you for breaking this all down. I feel like I can actually make a decision now, or at least I know what to think about.
That's what we're here for. It's fun to geek out about this stuff, right?
Totally. And it's interesting. The article focused on features and all that, but it got me thinking bigger picture. Like, what about the environmental impact of these companies? That matters too, right?
Huge. Sustainability is important in every decision these days. It's not just about the coolest gadgets anymore. It's about making responsible choices.
So there you have it, folks. It's not just iPhone versus Android. It's about finding the right tech for you, A&D for the planet. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.